storm is still threatening the Southland with watches and warnings in places, as well as evacuation orders.
We have live team coverage from all of the troubled areas, and we want to begin with Kandiss Crone. She's live in Ojai, where flash flood warning is still in place. Kandiss.
We are on Highway 33 right at Fairview, where, as you can see behind me, a section of Highway 33 is closed right here because there has been some debris that spilled onto the road. Only if you have ID, that's the only way that you can get in, but not far from where we are as well. Mandatory evacuation still in place for several people. Some people left, some people didn't.
We're actually getting ready to leave, but we wanted to drive around and see how things were before we left.
Craig Crummage is one of dozens of homeowners told to evacuate his home along Upper Foothill Road. He wanted to get one last look of the area, hoping it looks the same when he returns.
Everyone is hyper aware, but, you know, based on what I've seen, it looks like the water's flowing where it should be.
Heavy rain sent muddy brown water gushing down the road. Neighbors put out sandbags to try and keep some of that water away from their homes. The storm also forced the Highway Patrol to close Highway 33 north of Fairview for fears of mudslides.
As the rain moves through, we will see the creeks and the roadway culverts start to fill up with water, and those can create issues. So the most important thing is driver safety and the safety for our citizens in the community.
Neighbors told us off camera they wanted to stay behind to keep an eye on things. They know the price of living next to a hillside and have experienced fires and mudslides before.
I wouldn't say it's exhausting. I think just everyone's doing a great job. The fire department has been fabulous.
And these areas are still under mandatory evacuation. North Ojai at Farnham Road and Foothill Road, Laguna Canyon, Casitas Springs, the coastal areas, as well as La Conchita. Again, those evacuation orders are mandatory. They could change depending on the intensity of this storm. I'll send it back to you.
All right.
Kandiss, thanks very much. Montecito is still under mandatory evacuation. The storm continues to make its way through that area.
And Jasmine Viel is there right now. Jasmine, have you heard when they expect to let people back to their homes?
Well, Sharon, what we heard from authorities is by 9 p.m. they believe the worst of this storm will have passed us by. So they're going to reassess the situation and possibly find a time on when to lift those mandatory evacuation orders. At 2 p.m., there's actually a news conference with an update on the storm at the Earl Warren Showgrounds with officials, the Sheriff's Department, the National Weather Service. But look, the rain's really starting to back up again. For the most part so far today, the brunt of this storm seems to have passed us by, but look at how swiftly the Montecito Creek here is flowing down Olive Mill Road. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing, carrying all that water away, but we had a heavy downpour this morning that caused this creek to rise. And there you see how hard it was coming down. Yeah, that heavy downpour around 6:30 this morning on Jamison Lane along the 101 freeway. That's near Coast Village. It lasted only a few minutes. But you're going to look at some cell phone video from Michael Eisen with Santa Barbara County Fire. It shows the Montecito Creek rising several feet, about 3/4 of the way up the bank. Emergency officials were worried that this wave of rain today would be stronger and more dangerous and trigger mud and debris flows. They say we are not out of the woods yet. A lot of the storm, as I mentioned, has passed us by. The creeks, though, they are funneling all of the water in the right direction toward the ocean. Unlike in January, when they became completely clogged with debris and overflowed, obliterating homes and causing so many deaths. Unfortunately, this won't be the last time this community will have to go through something like this.
We don't have a season anymore for fires. We can have the rainy season begin right after that fire. So that's going to be the norm for the next 3 to 5 years in any of the areas of Southern California that experience the fire.
And as we bring it back out here live, and you just see how quickly the water is moving through the Montecito Creek, that's the problem now. They say a lot of people are now curious, the public, coming out here, and it only takes 6 inches of water to sweep someone away. So they want everyone to still be very, very careful around all of this swift-moving water. If there are no problems by tomorrow morning, all the heavy equipment and the emergency crews will be moving out of the area, and they are thanking Jeff and Sharon the resources that came from Southern California, Long Beach, Riverside, Orange County.
Amazing that only 6 inches of water can sweep a person away. Incredible.
Yep.
Jasmine, thank you. In Burbank, There are voluntary evacuations in the burn area.
Question is, when it's voluntary, do people listen? CBS 2's Laurie Perez continues our team coverage. Laurie.
Jeff and Sharon, this is about the hardest that it has rained all day. It has been steady, but not always so strong. And I think that's one reason why we're not finding many people who are choosing to evacuate. To put it in perspective, let me show you. In the January storm, when Country Club Drive behind me was closed, we didn't have to go very far down that road before running into a wave of debris, including cars that had been swept away and filled with mud. Today, a much different story. We have video to show you. The streets here and in other high-risk areas of Burbank are wet for sure, but just wet, which is good news so far. We've run into public works crews patrolling the areas that have the most threat of mud and debris flow. They are monitoring storm drains and will be clearing mud and rocks as they can to prevent the buildup. Meanwhile, school leaders are also having to make decisions about keeping students safe over in Sun Valley today. Vineland School was relocated for the day to Glenwood Elementary. We caught up with one Vineland student who is taking the change in stride.
Well, I think that it's that they're protecting us, so I feel very calm now, and I feel protected, and I feel so like we could come to school calmly and stuff.
Now, we do know that this is going to be a long day, perhaps of rain, and so the city is certainly getting prepared. They just recently brought this backhoe and put it into place, perhaps in anticipation of any mud or debris flow that could happen. Also, we want to mention that Verduga Recreation Center is open in case things change and people feel unsafe and they want to get out of their home. They can seek refuge there. Back to you.
All right, Laurie,
All right,
thanks very much. From there, we want to go to Laguna Canyon, actually not far away from where Laurie is, and you can see what Sky 2 has just found. That is a lot of land that has slid.
Yeah, and you can see a couple of firefighters there looking at or surveying the property there. What street is this near? We're efforting to find out. Oh, it's the 900 block
This
of
is on Laguna Canyon. So here's the problem. When you have this much erosion that close to the road, they're going to close Laguna. I'm sure they already have. And because that could just seep right underneath the road and cause the road to fall out. Obviously, the chopper has to get out of there as well.
We're also hearing that there has been some structure damage as a result of that erosion. So we will stay on top of that story for you and get more information